Hey, this is Mindy with three boys, two moms, and one vision. I wanted to show you this picture that I took yesterday of Ridley, and I wanted to tell you the story behind it. And I have a clear message to go with this. Um, I'm learning a lot as a mom, and there's a lot of mistakes to be made. It's the only job where the only real training is on the job training. And I always say there's trial and a lot of error. Um, I'm trying to minimize the error because I think of error in terms of future therapy for my kids, honestly. So that's kind of really good motivation if you need it, by the way. There you go. Um, but I wanted to tell the story of the lawn mower with Ridley because this is just something that I think tells a bigger story that we can all learn from, and there's a message behind it. So I have twins that are 4 years old, Tegan and Bodie, and then I have Ridley. Obviously, we have three boys, hence three boys, two moms, one vision. So anyway, what I've learned is that in order to get everybody into the car quickly, if I say to them, okay, we have 3 minutes. First, get your shoes on. Once your shoes and socks are on, you get to pick out one special toy to bring with you in the car. A couple things happen there. Number one, they then want to quickly put their shoes and socks on so that they can go do the fun thing and pick out the toy. Also, I'm giving them some control. I'm giving them a time limit, which they love because it's almost as though they have to quickly do these things. It makes it a game. But I'm giving them control over how quickly they do it. They know that if they run out of time with those 3 minutes, they don't get to pick the toy. So anyway, I hope that is a little bit of a tip for you. But so I'm used to saying that, and usually the twins are around, and Ridley is 18 months old, and he kind of watches them, and they run around frantically and pick up toys and decide on which toy they're going to pick, and he mimics their behavior. For the good or bad, Ridley mimics their behavior all the time. So anyway, the boys were at school and I just had Ridley and I put his shoes and socks on him. We have routines so they know what to expect. I told him we were going to leave in a couple minutes and his job was to pick out a toy. I then proceeded to get the sandwiches I had made because we were on our way to the YMCA for my spin class, which I always arrive to 20 minutes late. Welcome to my world. And I was getting the sandwiches and the drinks, and I was taking everything out to the car, and I left him in the house. I started to hear this clicking sound, and it got faster. Click, 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 click. And it was getting closer to the door of the garage. And I walked up to the garage, and I saw him standing in the doorway. He clicked it to a stop at the edge of the doorway, climbed over his lawnmower, and proceeded to then turn around, lift it down, position himself behind it, had a large grin on his face as I kept him from clicking into the street with his propelled lawnmower and gravity. We kind of have a steep driveway, and he had the largest grin on his face. Now, the decision was easy for me at that moment for a few reasons. First of all, I was in a good mood, which honestly, a lot of our parenting mistakes come when we're having frustrations that are leading us to be short-tempered. But also, his smile obviously made it pretty easy, and I'm a pretty laid-back parent. What I've started to realize is that if I need to say no, I need to have a reason behind it. Now, I say no. I say no often. I say no when the answer needs to be no. I'm not going to get into all the reasons. I can do that in another video, but I try to say yes if there's not a reason to say no. And this was a case in which the lawnmower wasn't covered in mud. Um, we have, as you can see in the picture, a large minivan. He has no one sitting next to him. I mean, it's almost like that lawnmower was meant to be in that spot, quite honestly. And it made him happy. Now, if he had a bunch of markers in his hand, I would have said no because he's 18 months old and I could envision what would happen with that. But I think we all need to remember that if we're going to say no to our children, which is entirely okay, we just need to have a reason for it behind, I don't want you to do that. I think often we just, I don't feel like lifting the lawnmower. I don't feel like carrying the lawnmower back in the house later. Now, I think we should all ask ourselves this question: how important is it to me? How important is it to them? And what are the negative aspects and the positive aspects of both? It's hard to do all of that, and often we say no before we get a chance to really think through it. But remember the lawnmower, and Ridley is in love with this lawnmower at this point, and obviously in love. I'm saying that in jest, and I don't like saying children are in love with people or things at this age. It's kind of creepy to me that we do that with babies and children. But um, he has a connection to the lawnmower, and he, for whatever reason, carries it around our house, clicks it around our house, wants to carry it up and down the stairs. And I'm trying to learn to say no only when I really need to. Take this for what it's worth. I'm Mindy from Three Boys, Two Moms, and One Vision, and our vision is all encompassing. Our vision is to live a happy, financially free life with our kids. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. And this blog is one piece of the puzzle. If you would like to join us, or you're interested and you want to hear more, there's a banner on the side that tells you all about the program that we use to make money with our blog. And also there's a link in the top header of my blog that you can click there. I hope you have a great day. And remember the lawnmower. Make sure you really need to say no before you say no. Ridley held that handle the entire time I was around the back of the car with him. And I'm sure he was holding it as we were driving. However, it would have been extremely unsafe for me to be able to tell that for sure. Have a great day. Take care.